Really? This is the short end of the stick.
And dear, did it not occur to you that I am a master magician? Welcome back, puppers, to I Am Setsuna. Alright, so we're back at Sayagi's house. We're gonna try to find that cure for Julienne.
Every time you say Sayagi, all I can think of is Usagi. And I'm like,
Usagi.
Sailor Moon!
I mean, she might have been like a moon princess from like way, way back. In the old times, I was a Sailor Scout. Now we call it sacrifice.
I'm a Sailor Scout, bitches! I think that is the quote from the season.
The quote of the season?
Yes.
All right. Was that this season?
I think so.
I think that was season 1.
Was it?
Yeah, Partners
I'm
in
a
Time.
Sailor Scout, bitches!
I'm a Sailor Scout, bitches! Because we're coming close on year 3.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah, look at all the games we've covered.
Yeah.
And we haven't even scratched the surface.
I know. That's scary.
I'm at this point now where like I'm trying to just play games I'm in the mood for and record them while I play them.
Yeah.
Instead of just focusing on like, all right, play this game to the end, get it all recorded.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes I just get exhausted. Born as blob.
Yeah.
I mean, like, God damn it, is it over yet? Whereas like I've started like 5 other games right now.
Yeah.
That I'll just put in whenever.
Yeah, play intermittently.
So long as we just have like a respectable backup.
Right. I think that's going to be the trick, is just like that and remembering what games you have started.
Yeah. Well, it's also like more of the games that I have started are shorter games.
Yeah.
That way, like, you get a backlog.
Well, I know you have some recording of Yeez.
Yes. That is not a short game.
No, not at all. So I don't know, like, you definitely, I know that you're not going to catch up to me in 1 or 2 sittings, because I'm almost done. I'm like wrapping up some side quests and things like that before I face the final boss, because I'm at that point where like I'm at the final boss.
Yep. All right, so Sayagi's going to teach us this very powerful spell. She gave us the Sprite Knight, and it's just like, all right, we're going to imbue it with magical powers, and you can use that spell to heal Julienne.
Yay!
So basically she's like, I'm going to strike you with thunder, and you just got to keep healing and endure until the spell is complete. Got it? Sounds painful, but got it.
I am pretty excited that I have all of the stuff to make Setsuna hair clips.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've seen you make some of those resins, the crescent moons, the dragon skulls.
I really like how the dragon skulls are turning out.
Yeah, those are, if I do say so myself, bitchin'.
Yeah. I also have like journal covers that are resin. So I put one of the dragon skulls on the journal cover. It's all coming together.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Alright, so yeah, this goes on for quite a bit. She's going to keep casting Lightning too, and all you got to do is heal!
Heal!
Because, like, I don't think...
You just went Scottish. I don't
think anything happens if you attack her. She might scold you. Although I think it'd be sad if, like, she fell over dead and it says game over.
Oh my god, I'd be like,
whoops!
You killed Usagi!
Sayagi.
Sayagi!
I something sound a scratch banana.
Something like that.
She's like, your doctor is just like, oh, it's okay, just a little bit more. You're doing great. It's, see? Very good. Just a little longer, little lassie. Endure my electric bolts one more time.
I know.
She's like, this is direct lightning to the body.
Oh my god. There was like only one time. So at the chiropractor, that's the doctor I see the most. I go there every week. Mm-hmm. And he puts electrodes, 2 on my neck and 2 on my lower back.
Did we ever get those electrodes working again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they feel amazing.
I know they do.
But he puts the 4 on, 2 at my neck, 2 at my back, and then he like just basically tells you, since everyone has a different tolerance, like tell me when to stop, and he just starts turning it up until you say stop. The issue for me is I like it stronger on my lower back because that's where all my pain is.
Ooh.
But the 4 of them all go at the same. So if I don't say stop on my shoulder, like when my neck and shoulders have too much, but where it feels good on my lower back, my arms start to twitch.
Oh.
And the one time I didn't say stop and my arms started twitching. He goes, I think that was too much. I like had to turn it down.
All right, so there we go. We've learned Luminaire.
I've taken a lot of electricity to the body, but I have the perfect spell. Thank you, Sayagi.
Walks away.
I know Setsuna has an afro now. Just like all her hair is just like.
Endir, come here.
I used to do that to.
like,
I used to do that to the animals when I was little because we had whole house carpeting, so I would like
You monster.
scoot my feet and socks along and then go pet the cat.
I just picture like SpongeBob. Here I come, Luna. I'm bringing the static to you.
I didn't have Luna when I was little, but
Okay.
I had cats that were similar to her. But it was always Milo.
Aw.
Like, come here, buddy. Ah, zzz. And he would just be like, what the fuck?
Do that to the dogs. They'd be like big old pit bulls, like
Oh my god.
running away from a
They
child.
would cower. Their little ears would be down, tail between their legs. They'd run to my mom. They'd like hide under her legs, and she'd be like, "Amanda, stop it!" And I'm like, "Never." Like I was a little demon child.
I believe it.
It was even worse when me and my brother would get bored, and we would stand there face to face and like do that, and whoever could shock the other one first. Oh, childhood in the 90s. Especially when we didn't have cable or gaming.
Yep. All right, so now we've equipped Luminaire.
Oh, that little monster walks like how I walk in the morning.
The shroom back.
Yeah. Just kind of like limps along until my leg wakes up.
God, I hate when my leg falls asleep.
Oh, it's the worst.
What are you up? Stay away from that one. It's deadly. It's one of those rare monsters. Get out of the way. We're trying to cure Julienne. Alright, let's see this in action.
I picture the like little fox creatures to be very dramatic.
Okay.
Like if it was real life, they would be the theater kids that are like, oh, like when they like open their little arms, they'd run at you screaming.
I cast ice on you.
Yeah. But I do picture they'd be like, oh, just all the time.
Ah, the pain.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It'd be Phil.
I've told you that story,
Yes.
right? Ah, the pain. Ugh. Wait until the camera turns off. That last scene was horrible!
Phil.
Beep.
I like that her crew's just all sitting there watching her struggle.
Well, what else can they do? They're just like, hey, endure. They're coming to save you. We just gotta wait and make sure she doesn't break off the seal. You are soldiers of Gondor. Whatever comes through that door, you stand your ground. Alright, so here we go.
Setsuna's like, I took 40 volts for you.
On my mark and not a moment sooner. Here she comes. Ah! Did it work? I don't know. How do we tell?
Now they're both dead.
You're not dead. No.
You shot me.
You shot me. I just love that eye roll. Well, how do we tell?
Setsuna's like, I'm only a little dead. It's fine.
I'm dead on the outside. I'm mostly dead on the outside. Inside, I'm completely dead.
Aww.
Well, you see here, your sacrifice here is only mostly dead.
He's only mostly dead. Yeah, I would say the only thing that I need for those hair barrettes is more silicone so I can make a mold for the wings.
Oh, neat. Okay. So now Julienne is permanently in our party. No more of this temporary stuff. By the way, going back to RPG Maker, when making a temporary party member, this is just a mental note to me, and I'll just have this recorded so I can always go back to this. Lock their equipment so that the player doesn't take their equipment and put it elsewhere, because when that temporary player goes away, you might steal their equipment or something like that.
Okay.
It's just a mental note that I realize when I'm just Julienne is usually a temporary party member, but when she leaves, her stuff stays with her.
Yeah.
Whereas if you don't actually lock that in the programming, you can be
I'll give that to so-and-so. I'll just sell this.
I'll hold this for ya.
All right, so now that we have Julienne, we can open the seal on these old ancient ruins.
Cornelius. That's what I named my corn stalks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You name your plants and your veggies, I've noticed.
I do.
Because we got berries recently.
We do.
Uh-huh.
So our raspberries, I have to harvest them today.
Mm-hmm.
And mulberries. We have a mulberry tree.
Yummy.
I like how it's old but futuristic-y.
Yeah. There's a couple RPGs and games that do that. Zelda surprisingly does that, to where you'll come across these old ancient ruins, but they have future technology in them.
Hughes does that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how
I just like the...
in ancient times technology was so advanced, that kind of fantasy trope.
Yeah.
Because Ys, I definitely get a lot of inspiration, and I don't think it's intentional, but it might be, from Atlantis: The Lost Empire.
Well, I mean, because it has the same storyline where Donna is from a lost empire that's very Aztec-y, very water, they look very water-based.
Yeah, but I mean the kind of they knew of such advanced technology, which is kind of what Atlantis was. They had those machines that they could power with the crystal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And golems and all that kind of stuff. So it was kind of cool to see the similarities to a movie that I feel doesn't get the appreciation it deserves.
Oh yeah. I want to work on a video kind of about that, but really the advancements in cartoons and how we're kind of circling back.
Yeah.
Just because I've been watching a lot of new cartoons that were made in 2020 through 2022.
Yeah.
And how they're so similar to cartoons that we grew up watching.
Yeah.
But they've made certain advancements on racial issues, gender issues, things like that. But they have the same emotional content where it's dark, it's creepy, it's weird, but there's a lot of light, a lot of levity, a lot of jokes, just how we're kind of full circling back to cartoons needing darker themes,
which is good.
Yeah.
We were kind of like desensitized a couple years back where it
Yeah.
was just like none of that material was allowed in cartoons.
Yeah, where it's like, this is too dark for kids. This is too dark for kids. And it's like, they need that. They need that sense of like, this is bad.
It was
so
Dawn Bluth
that you,
who was a huge
so that you can
believer of
see the
that.
good overcome the bad. And a lot of the cartoons, the newer cartoons that I've been watching have been doing that. And it's just really cool to see. So I'd love to do a video on that.
Okay.
And kind of, yeah.
We think of these ideas and then we pick
forget.
one day where it's just like, so what were we talking about 2 Tuesdays ago?
I don't know.
A lot of stuff.
But kind of full circle back to the Lost City of Atlantis.
We talked about if we could, we'd get a pet alligator. What do you want from me?
Yeah. Seriously, I would love to have a pet alligator. We've been watching alligator videos, and now I'm just like dead set on the idea that it's going to live in the backyard. Which it cannot.
No.
They took my pet duck away. Like, can you imagine? I'd like to see them try to take a pet alligator away.
To see you try.
But for the Lost City of Atlantis, to see like maybe that could return and get some love that it deserves, just because a lot of the movies from the 90s and early 2000s of that era, when it's like, okay, 2D is starting to like go away, we're moving more into a 3D model and stuff like that, to see if it could be popularized.
It very well could be. I don't know about traditional animation. I think it's always going to be like Flash animation.
Yeah.
Because it's just cheaper.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, that in a way is just the advancement, but we went from having like
I
all of these
prefer
2D cartoons,
something like Klaus, to where like it's 2D and the
With 3D
lighting's
lighting.
3D.
Yeah.
Yep.
which is just beautiful. It's a beautiful movie.
Yeah. I really want that studio to make another picture.
Yeah.
They're still like doing classes based off the making of Klaus, and like they're still promoting Klaus and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like it's been a couple years.
I mean, they may
I'm
need
really
just
curious
the
about
funding.
That's
you
highly
know?
possible.
Whereas, like, I wish that they would put Klaus on DVD
Yeah.
or Blu-ray or something that you
A physical
like,
copy. Absolutely.
I would definitely buy a copy, and I would probably buy a copy for my family, my friends and family.
There you go.
My friend and family member.
All right. You should got that. So I do want to put attention to, we have an all-woman cast in this area.
Yes.
Since we got Setsuna, Julienne's about to croak, and Eterna. It's not my A team, but we're going to try our damnedest. It doesn't help that I have ice elemental weapons, and these fucking sureberries or whatever
Are
ice elemental themselves. Yes. So it's just like, you just poked me and it did nothing.
So I think that's something really cool to talk about. I don't think that we've talked about that yet in this playthrough, that you can put elements on their weapons.
Yes.
So it's, can you change that at any time?
Outside of battle, yes.
Okay.
You can't change it mid-battle.
During battle.
So like once you do those elements and stuff and you like flash on there. So I'm pretty sure it's like a spell that's cast.
I think that's really neat because Child of Light also did that, where you can attach different elements to your weapons, so that if you know you're going into a certain area with certain enemies, you can prepare. You can equip.
Well, from what I recall, and again, it's been at least 2 years since I've touched Child of Light.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
But Child of Light did not have numerous weapons. It just used the oculi to give you element attacks.
But you can change your oculi.
Whereas something like Ys or like other RPGs, like Trials of Mana, you always just bought new weapons.
Yeah. So far in Ys, I haven't bought new weapons, but I can find certain things on my travels and go to the blacksmith and say like, hey, I found this, like, can you upgrade my sword?
Okay.
And the blacksmith will upgrade the sword with whatever elements or things that you find.
They're darkness imbued and they just summon another one. Fogstone. Later, bitches.
Toodles. That's funny.
I got a bunch of these, might as well use them. Sorry, ladies.
Yeah. But I just think that's a really neat tactic.
It's something I want to make a mental note, making a future RPG, because I always think of like, all right, what weapons do they get? How many weapons should they get? And like maybe to just be like, all right, just the basic weapons.
Yeah,
and
then
you
you
give them
add to
elemental
it,
gems and accessories and stuff like that.
I think it's
I don't know if I want to add that to Elemental Isles. It would be a little fitting.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's too late to add that.
I think it's just a really neat aspect because like how it could be cool to like find different weapons and store them and things like that, but it's
well, with weapons it becomes a numbers game.
Yeah.
Without weapons, that number's higher, so
I
it'll
also
hit
think
harder.
it goes into like the monetary system of the game. What type of money do these characters have? So like in Ys, there is no money. There's no monetary system. So it's like, hey, I found this pretty shell. Can you give me 2 tomatoes for this pretty shell? It's all a bartering system. Sorry, I forgot to silence my phone. It's all a bartering system. So whereas like in Trials of Mana, there's a money system. You find gold, you can buy things. You can sell your equipment to buy new things.
I got a new chakram. I'm sorry.
She's like, I have a new hair piece.
I'm gonna let you finish, but look at my hairpiece.
I know. But I just think it's neat how that all comes together. And gamers that are watching this, this is probably not one of our most popular playthroughs, but anyone watching this that has gamed, I'm new to gaming, so I'm just discovering all these fun little things where you're like, wow, dumbass, like that's how games work. I'm just newly playing these games, so I'm having
niche
fun.
RPG to begin with.
Yeah, I'm just having fun, like discovering these little things of like upgrading weapons and how they change, and selling equipment and buying equipment versus just like keep on adding.
Well, for you, it's strictly like gameplay. Like, oh, cool, it's these different ways to play. For me, I think of this as like alternatives when developing like my next RPG, and be like, okay, I don't want to keep playing the numbers game,
right?
Because that can get tedious, and sometimes you get caught up in like numbers between like enemies. Whereas if you think of something more element based, it's just like, okay, you can then base it on like enemies' elemental weaknesses, and the accessories you equip along the way to be like, this imbues your shield with fire defense. Yeah. This imbues your sword with poison.
So, and that's something that Ys does.
More dynamically about the battles you create is that like it's sure there's still numbers there. There has to be, because like HP and attack, how much are they hitting you for? But also it's just like, what elements are they?
Right. And that's something that Ys does. Like you can equip all kinds of accessories that are like, oh, if you wear this bracelet, you're immune to poison. If you wear these earrings, you're immune to fire. You know, all of these different things you can put on necklaces and different armor badges and things that help you along the way. And I just think it's really neat. So it's like I change my jewelry throughout playing. Like if I know I'm going to a certain area where there's a lot of poison fish, I put on my poison defense. So...
But as for I Am Setsuna itself, it's a niche RPG from the get-go. There's a small group that absolutely love it.
Yeah.
There's a vocal minority that is just like, eh.
Yeah, that hate it.
I don't know if it's so much hate. It's just that like it advertised itself as something different than what they wanted.
Yeah. I think the main thing that I've heard complaints is it's not Chrono Trigger.
Yes.
And why is it all winter?
Yes.
And I think that the difference is a mindset. Like if you go in this wanting more than the story, I feel like you're going to be disappointed. Like this is very story heavy.
Yeah.
Like you're in one, not necessarily one area, but you're in like one continental area.
Oh, this part.
Oh.
But yeah, you're in just like one.
Yeah, so
you're
it's
not
just
taking
winter.
a tour around the world. You're just going
just
to this winter world.
And you're on a mission for Setsuna. So like there's not this big elaborate story and you kind of like forget what your initial mission is. Like it is one mission. You have one... Excuse me. I'm passionate right now that I just burped into the microphone. But you have one mission and like that's it. So and then all of the little things that happen around don't really take too much time to fix.
Yeah.
And then it's always like, all right, let's get Setsuna there.
Yeah. It's a matter of taste.
Yeah.
All right. So for this bit, you have to answer these questions about like being part of the royal bloodline and stuff like that. If you get it right, you get to proceed. If you get it wrong, it boots you back to the beginning of that particular floor.
Yeah.
And all the monsters come back. So like it could be like, oh cool, I have an opportunity to grind. But in the case of recording, it's just like, oh god.
Oh no.
But like this one isn't too bad. So it's just like, to sum up, a king gave a ring to a peasant. Was his actions just? And the answer is no, because like other people would like that kind of benefit as well. And like if a peasant needs a ring to bounce back, clearly the king's rule and system isn't working. That is a failure of the king. See, should not give charity to the few. Need for the many should outweigh the need for the few.
Maybe our government should play I Am Setsuna.
Ah! There we go. A virtuous man can help one person. A virtuous king must help all his people.
Yes.
Engrave these words upon thy heart and continue on. So yeah, we have, I believe, 3 other questions.
Yeah.
Similar to this in this area.
I do remember this.
Yeah. And then at the end of it all is a grueling fucking boss battle. Oh, and more snakes.
Snake.
Well, hello.
I'm a slither little
A boa
snake.
tigris.
I love how they move.
Alright, so we no longer have a team of just girls. We got Kerr in here with his fire spells. Because they just kill things quicker, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Aeterna's like, it's always the patriarchy. We had a party of matriarchs, and we just...
Couldn't do
Best
it.
part of the sandwich. Kerr ruined it.
I mean, Kerr is a child, so it's kind of the same. Like, little boys tend to be kind of effeminate.
Perhaps. We could go with that. Kerr's just like, if you use your imagination, I'm a girl.
Aww.
So long as I get to burn things with my twig. I think he's more offended by the twig.
I do too. I think he's like, this is a fucking
He's
branch.
like, you can associate me with any gender you want, but give me a fucking staff, please.
Yeah.
And Deer just snaps a twig off one of the trees. There you go. There's your new wand. The fucking twig.
Kerr's like, really? Really? This is the short end of the stick.
And dear, did it not occur to you that I am a master magician? And Ideo was like, watch
Oh
it,
no. Well, Kerr just died.
bud. He dropped the stick.
I do. He like flung the stick. Did you see it? That stick twirled.
It was like Voldemort at the end of Deathly Hallows.
Yeah. My God.
Oh no!
Everyone's dead.
Aeterna, we need another fogstone.
Oh,
She has 3 left.
Whew! Is everybody all right?
You better fucking heal your party.
Heal! Damn it, heal! Holy shit. And IDR is like, when you want to treat things seriously, bring me back into the fray.
I know.
When you prefer to not die, just put me back in the party. See, that's the problem when you get too comfortable with, like, your A team.
Yeah.
You'll be like, I'll just use the other party members. And the new monsters are like, so you've chosen death.
I don't know. Sorry, I bring up E's a lot. I would say like the 2 main characters are the ones that I typically have in my party at all times. And then like I do switch that 3rd character a lot.
Yeah.
So based on the area, because each one of them has a specialty.
I do the same. I can switch one party member and still be okay. But if I switch all 2 or 3 like I'm doing here, then we're in trouble.
Yeah, it's just like the B movie and you're just like, what is happening? But I know like I always have Donna in my party. But but like I do
Add-all.
switch. Yeah, add-all's typically always in my party.
Oops.
But that last character switches based on what area I'm in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just thought it'd be neat to like try a different party.
Yeah.
And like all the monsters are just like, I'm about to end this girl's whole career. I'm about to end this girl's whole sacrifice.
Bless you, Oscar. Ew.
See, that's not good either. Because like he fed off the other one so he gets his stats.
Yeah.
So now he's super powerful. God damn it.
Car just died again.
All right. So in the next part, we're probably going to bring back the A-team. I hope you enjoyed this little trip seeing the others in action. But yeah, if I'll do this again, we'll go back to like one of the earlier areas and be like,
Look at my team.
Yeah.
Look how strong we are with old Pangies off the shore.
but going into like uncharted waters, these monsters are just like,
We will kill you.
All right. So hope you enjoyed seeing the others in action. We'll see you all in the next part.
Toodles.